Yes, welcome back to Footy and Friends. My golly gosh, my friends, it is getting
pointy
to the pointy end of the season, and I've never been there.
This week, mate, you must be nervous.
Oh, prelim week. You know I love prelim week. I've never been there on the field, but I'll tell you what, I get a bit nervous. I do get a bit nervous this time of year. Hey, before we get into it, boys, this episode of Footy and Friends is brought to you by friends at JD Sports.
Oh, we love JD.
We need to get it back out to JD Sports.
There,
Yeah. We do need to get it.
Tell you what, it's finals time, Brett.
Yeah.
And we've all got our finals haircuts.
He finds this funny. I don't get it. I'm not. What's funny about this, guys?
You didn't pay for yours, though, did you? Like, you just.
I do.
I jealous to do it.
I go around the corner. I've got a great little barber here on Swan Street. I think it's called Swan Street Barbers. I'll just go in there and say,
what do you
ask for?
Give me the six on top and 2 on the side.
Give me the Novak Djokovic versus Roger Federer.
It is a Novak cut, isn't it?
I thought I was looking that good too.
He like clipped it on.
I get on, my missus gets down and she goes, "You look fucking terrible." I was like, "Oh." Anyway, so you don't like it?
Well, I before the show, hand in the air.
Yeah.
Haven't got much to work with up here.
You're looking thick.
Yeah. What did you say? High and tight.
It was high and tight. It is high and
You
tight.
go too high.
Yeah.
You got to get
and
down
funny
a
you
bit.
say, I'm giving you shit.
Drop fade.
I'm giving you shit for the 6 and 2.
Yeah.
I went to this guy in Newport, in my local suburb. New guy for my high and tight.
You didn't go back to the shisha?
I've
place?
been back to the shisha bar.
Shisha bar, get a haircut,
Mate,
smoke a
this
shisha.
bar. The price for a haircut
And a nose
high
pull.
and tight.
You got to get the
and a
nose. You got to get the nose
Gotta
pull as
factor
well
away.
in the ears.
It's up to about. Feels like I'm paying $450 every time I go there.
Yeah.
But I went to the new guy just trying to establish his business in Newport.
Yes.
I said, mate, just high and tight. And he actually started to run. It felt like maybe it was a 6.
I reckon yours is an 8. I reckon yours is a bit more than mine. I had 6. 6 is quite low.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
As soon as
at least.
as soon as he started to do the razor,
Yeah.
albeit an 8.
Yes.
Concerns.
I like the razor up top. Anyway, that's me. Hey,
You can do it yourself, though, really. Let's be honest.
how are you, mate? You well?
Terrific, yeah.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
You well?
I can't complain, mate.
That's
yeah.
good.
Actually,
No, you could.
Yeah.
Go on. What do you got?
Nothing.
What about
I've got something
time
else
change?
the time change.
Yeah.
Well, don't start me here. What are we usually on at 8 o'clock on a Monday, and then all of a sudden,
mixed delisting blokes left, right, and centre at the moment. He's feeling he needs to sort of get a day in.
got an extra touch
How's it
in
been?
the
The
sauna.
exits. You had the BNF the other night.
Had the BNF the other night.
Were you happy with the winner, Luke Davis Jr.?
Absolutely.
He's
Absolutely. I think the top 3. I think I did mention.
Yeah.
Top 3 were going to be pretty clear.
Yeah. Bottom
Davis
few.
Uniac,
Bottom few.
Sherry.
Bottom few a bit.
What do you mean the bottom few?
Bottom few. A bit,
Of the top 10.
The bottom few, Clayton Hinckley's.
Yeah, there's a few Clayton Hingleys in there. A few
40
blokes.
seconds.
I reckon a few blokes down the bottom in the top 10 would have had triggers for 500k to get in the top 10. And Northern are going to go broke because they just would never have thought they would have got there. Anyway, good on them.
Good winner. Good winner, humble winner. Puts a lot of work into his game. Had a really consistent year. So and I think still some room to pop and bounce and grow.
Yes. No, excited. Luke Davis Jr.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I've watched him quite a few times.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Very good player.
What number is he?
He's number 9.
Yeah.
Congrats to
Does
our...
it look good on him?
Yeah, I reckon
It does look very good on him.
What do you reckon the best North Melbourne strip is at the moment?
Number or jumper?
No, the jumper.
That's a good question.
The old
I love the North Melbourne.
I like the old school one with the big kangaroo on the front.
The blue one. The royal blue. The royal blue.
Not the whole blue with the green.
I really like...
from
not the
the
green.
Easter one.
No,
not that.
I like that one too. I think we're talking about the same one.
The Good Friday
It's the
one.
old school. It's a 90s one.
Yeah,
I
I
reckon.
love that one. Love that one. You?
Good question. I just don't mind the blue short, the navy blue short with just the
Blue and white.
Blue and white
It's a
stripe.
great jumper. The North
full blue
Melbourne
and
jumper.
white
I will
stripe.
say that. Great jumper.
Yeah.
Anyway, congrats to our mate as well. Footy, friends,
Family.
Having
Yeah.
a little baby.
Two.
Little two.
Brett doesn't even.
Yeah, you got 3.
He just doesn't even.
you
That's
go.
three.
How'd you do it? How'd you?
Well, it's funny you should ask.
How'd that?
So
you want to
put on a movie?
Yeah, it wasn't bloody.
Love
Bit
Actually.
of craft.
Bit of craft.
Bit
Yeah.
of tackle practice sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ground balls.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wasn't working on the endurance.
No, well, congratulations, you and
Do you know what
Riley.
you haven't?
She's a big fan of that.
No, we don't as yet.
No.
Haven't even had that conversation whether we.
Did you find
Do a
out
reveal?
with Lonnie?
Nah.
Nice.
No, did you?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Found out. Did you ever find out? Did you ever find out?
First one we didn't. Miller we didn't, and then the second 2 we did because I was hoping for a boy at some stage and just kept getting girls.
Get the girls.
3.
Three of the girls.
3 of the girls. Hey, North Melbourne BNF we spoke about. Well done. Werribee in the grand final.
Yeah, I know, huge.
How's this? Werribee versus Southport. Two standalone teams. Congratulations to them.
Bloody hope. No, great for the comp. Let's
Great
be.
for the comp.
I think
Jack
it's the
Close would
first
be
time
really happy with that.
he'll be intrigued with how this Southport travel situation looks this week.
Yeah.
How's the van get down here? Does the van have to
Do
drive?
they hire one out from Avis?
Yeah,
or
probably, I
Budget
reckon.
Direct.
And Jimmy, the Werribee van, he'd be wrapped with that.
He was.
'Cause
He was.
You got to be comfortable in
I
your
went
own
for lunch
van.
with Jimmy and the Werribee van on Friday. Yeah.
How was that?
It was good. Kept picking up the bill. Actually, kept picking up the bill. Right, Jimmy? We were down at the Spotswood Hotel. Wouldn't let us pay. And I'm like, Jimmy. Jimmy's not exactly rolling in it.
Yeah, and you're going very well.
Very well. And it was payday. But Jimmy's... Nah. He runs a tab up. No, I shouldn't say it like this, but he works for Contra. Like he works He works in the copying game.
Yes.
So he just fixes their machine and services their machine
That's
for free food and beer.
Good on him. That's a great... I love a
Well
Contra
done.
deal.
Yeah, Contra deal.
It's like this... Brett's on a Contra deal here.
Yeah.
He loves it.
I'm running up a tab.
Moving on. Brett, how are you? What's happening?
Bit happening. Dealing with a few boys that are probably looking to maybe get another contract extension, maybe not. But then also where the draftee boys and where they all fit.
Bondi signed on?
Bondi did. Yeah.
Bondi's name is not Bundy. He's your client, mate. His name is Bondi.
Know your clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugh Bond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plays for Adelaide.
Yeah.
Good effort guy.
One of the
diligent.
good humans. Yeah. Legend. Very highly regarded in the club. But yeah, he's
Numbers you at 40.
40.
Yeah.
Is he
No, he's
in
about
line for
40.
in line for? No, he's a 40.
He's a 40.
Yeah.
Well,
He's number 40.
Right now he's a 40.
No, because he's a rookie.
he's not a rookie.
No, but he's like a rookie.
No, he's senior listed. But that's okay. He'll sign another 1 year and then play that out and hopefully
Has he got a trigger in there for 2?
no trigger at this point in time.
I'll tell
Should've
you what,
worked one in.
if he's playing at North, he might be a chance for top 10 BNF next year. So I'd say put that in the contract just in case.
Yeah.
And we'll
Take
see
that
what
one to
happens.
Brett.
High character young guy. But
Who else you got that's sort of on the, like, looking for a new deal at the moment?
Tommy McCallum, who's over at Port Adelaide. Maxie Noble, big ruckman. Remember Trent Noble? Yeah, Freo. He used to play at St Kilda. I played with Trent at Richmond, so he's
His son, is it?
he's out of contract
They
as well.
They don't kill Ruckman off.
Oh, you wouldn't think, would you?
He'd sign a new 6-year deal.
Yeah. Like Angus Graham, 6-year deal and buy a Chrysler.
Literally.
So most of my boys, well, not all of my boys, but a few boys from a couple of years ago's draft, they're just waiting to see. And
Stressful time.
all I hear from list managers and recruiters and that is list spots are tight.
Mate.
You wouldn't believe how tight list spots are.
They say that every year. Trust me, it is a stressful time. We'll get to it today because we'll go through the review of the games this weekend, and then we'll also do a little bit of a list management of Bulldogs and Carlton who got knocked out the first week of the finals. Then in our other episode in a couple of days' time, we'll go through the finals preview.
I've had a few days to prep for that one.
Yeah, we'll go through the preview of this weekend coming, and we'll go through Giants and Hawthorn's list as well. So let's get into it. I'll tell you this.
Yep.
You know what I didn't do this weekend?
What didn't you
I
do?
didn't watch the KO minis.
Oh, no.
I put my phone in my bedroom
Yep.
and I watched minute for minute of these
ya?
games. So if you didn't... I told you this time of year, I get so enthralled in finals football.
Yeah.
June
I
and
don't-
July, you can keep them.
Keep those months.
Yep.
That game on Port Adelaide Hawthorn,
Yep.
it was probably one of the best games I've seen.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was good, wasn't it?
Did you enjoy it?
I did, yeah. I was actually down at the Mount Erica Hotel for the last quarter. I was having dinner with friends of ours, and then he
Not
lives
the daycare family.
He
Not
lives
the
a short.
daycare.
He lives no. Stop
Okay.
interrupting.
Sorry.
He lives a short
Switch
walk down from the Erica, so we went down there and the place absolutely pumping. Nothing better than a pub.
Were the girls there?
No, just the fellas, which was good. So
That's the boys.
yeah, but I ran into a heap of players were there as well. Bailey Fritsch was there, Jai Caldwell, Ben Hobbs. Yeah.
There you go.
Bailey
What did you think of the game, Brett? I know you're talking about.
Well, what did I make of the game? Yeah, it
What was
was.
Bailey Fritch's opinion of the game?
Yeah.
He was talking Braille, so I couldn't make much out of that. But no, I think I don't really know what to make of it.
Yeah, have we swapped seats? Do you like the
don't know,
like the home and away season? I'm more of a finals man
It's not
myself.
like
I'll give it to you.
What a game! What a game!
Yeah, it was a good game. Very good game. Theatre, all that stuff, close. Port Adelaide should have won by a fair bit more. I reckon.
Yep.
I think Hawthorn
Did well to stay in.
run of the green with
Yep.
a few decisions and
Especially early.
a little bit
God,
of
some of those. The umpiring this weekend was
Port Adelaide.
fucking wow.
When we sat here last week and did this, I think we all wrote do we all tip Port?
Yeah, no, we all tipped Hawthorn.
And the longer the week, I don't know about you guys, but the longer the week went, I was like, you know what? I think we were pretty short in dismissing Port Adelaide. You know, they're the top two side of the. Always this time of year, it's like that side that loses. They lost disastrously, but their week would have just been built up, and clearly it was built up pretty strongly in terms of what the opposition was, but also how they played the week before.
Yeah.
And that culminated in that first quarter. They were electric with their pressure.
How good we're seeing, we've got a stat here actually, the refreshingly BWS stat is against Hawthorn, Port Adelaide were rewarded with 10 holding the ball free kicks, the fifth most by a team in a final ever. So you could tell it was just absolutely on.
I think a real set of the barometer for the side for the night was Zach Butter started on the bench, but as soon as he came on, his first 3 or 4 contests was like,
he's a maniac.
Holy shit!
The tackle on was it on the Irishman Connor Nash, the big tackle on Connor Nash. I think it was. He had one in the middle as well. I think on Warple. It was a huge game. I had. We'll get to the Ken incident in a minute. I got notes. We went to the Ken.
Brett clearly doesn't.
No, he was. I don't know. Bailey Fritsch is getting a new fucking haircut probably. I'm not sure what was going on there. We'll hear about it later, I'm sure. The Ken incident we'll talk about in a minute because that was the highlight of my year and I have an opinion on that.
Yeah, great.
The Hawthorn players that were huge, we'll go for them first because they lost. I just want to make it... I know how good the Wizard is, but I had him as my rising star. I just wanted to say that. Looking pretty good there.
I'm
saying he's a good player.
He's a good player. He's a rising star. He didn't win it.
He didn't win it, but I think he's going better than you two thought he was going to go. Fair to say.
We death rided him.
You hated him.
I didn't say I hated him at all.
Scrimshaw, what a player he's become. Geez, Gold Coast, obviously wasn't doing a lot there, but he has become a...
And nearly got dropped earlier this year too, mind you.
Did he really?
Yeah. I mean,
he was the one. He was the one that Mitchell went after.
Sam Mitchell come out and he eyeballed him and give it to him, and then I think he had 14 the next quarter.
He's a good story, Jack, because he...
high pick.
I think to his own admission, I reckon, when he got up to the Gold Coast, he was a high pick. All the boys he came in with were Ben Ainsworth, Jack Bowes. They were kind of playing straight from day dot, and Jack kind of didn't get his AFL career up and going quick enough. I reckon to his own knowledge, he probably didn't put enough work in early, and the talent was relying largely on the talent, but then got to work pretty viciously in the back end of his Gold Coast career, and that translated pretty quickly to what he does at Hawthorn.
Even at Hawthorn, though, early days, he wasn't setting the world alight, like in his first couple of years. I don't know this at all, but I would say, and I'll follow this up by actually asking the question. I reckon Cade Simpson has had a massive effect on Scrimshaw for some reason. Like you think about Simo, backline. I know it's silly, but like left footer, positioning of those intercept marks, the bravery, there's the bit there. I reckon they've been working together on something. I'll follow that up and
follow that
ask the
up.
question.
Yeah. He also bought a dog. That's always important when you got to get a bit of ownership of your own life and career. So he bought a dog, but he also played that running half back and genuine half back flank for a long time. Now he's gone back and played a genuine tall, which is a little bit undersized in the area, but it's exposed his aerial contest work and his craft in that space. So
I think just from listening to them speak is that they've taken more ownership themselves, and rather than just waiting for the coaches to direct and guide, they're saying, no, we're going to start to put on each other. And I reckon he's been a real beneficial player from that.
Yep. I like that.
You picked that up at the Erica?
That didn't come out.
No. I think Fritz was trying to say it, but he had a couple.
That's from when you tune in June, July when they're talking.
Oh, yeah, boring time.
Yeah, you pick up those sort of things.
You just think some sort of algorithm pops out for September, don't you? It's like...
Isn't it a draw? Isn't it just the lotto? They just pick out the balls and that's how they get finals.
Yeah.
3 other players. Sicily was unbelievable. Captain's game. Nearly won it from off the boot. Meek is actually the biggest bloke I've seen in my life.
He's a monster.
We love him. And Harry Morrison. How good was Morrison, hey? Even you messaged me, you said he was good on the weekend.
I said.
He's a good player.
He's probably playing
very,
to his
very
level.
Clean.
Very
player.
clean.
Harry Morrison.
Reliable.
Yeah.
Anyone else from the game you want to talk about from Hawthorn?
No.
Anyone at all? We had... Yeah, that's about it, really. From there. Moving on to Port.
Yep.
They had some really good players. I know we've spoken about this bloke a little bit this year, but I reckon could be one of my favourite players in the final series thus far is Willem Drew. He is a tough.
Built for it?
Cun.
Is he?
Cunning, is he?
Cunnington.
He's a tough Cunnington.
Yeah. Well, they're from the same area down in South
Croydon. He's a Croydon boy.
He's Croydon. Cunnington was Cobden. same kind of
Same
geographic
air.
Same
Loved
air.
his game.
Max Sportsboy.
Oh, of course he is.
Yeah, tough as Albu.
So he tagged D'Ambrosio first quarter, and then first half, and then later on went to Newcombe.
Huge tackles.
He's just what he provides for them defensively just allows Butters and Rosie and Horn Friends to get the work offensively.
Yeah.
8 tackles, just honest as the day's long. Become a pretty reliable kick too. I reckon Willem Drew and can lace him out as well. Not just a hard nosed tackler.
Yeah.
Offers heaps.
Burn Jones, I think, had his best game in a while. He's back to some pretty good form. Willie Rioli, everything he touched was turning to goal. Early he was on too. He was trying to fight, and I think he was playing on Hardwick. Him and Hardwick going at it.
215s going at it.
30.
Add him up.
Anyway, Sweet. I like Sweet. He was
Sweet
Sweet.
versus Meek.
Sweet
Who
versus
took
Meek.
the honours? Your thoughts?
Sweet did actually for the hit outs. He had nearly the most.
But
points.
hit outs like
He had the most
He had 52
points on the
of them.
game. 112.
Not a huge fantasy game, was it?
No.
he got
What is your chase down?
Here's one for you. I heard this today. Who do I credit this one with? You know, our good friend
Tank.
Chompers Lynch.
Oh yeah.
No, Tank didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Tank took this one to Lynchy.
Okay.
The games on the weekend were 3rd and 8th, respectively, for most stoppages in a game for the year.
Wow.
So they were both very high stoppage
Got
games
you.
in the
Yeah,
West
okay.
End. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they weren't very, but like they're trying to promote fast ball movement.
Yeah.
And the weekend's game were both enthralling, and they were both just like had large
Grinds.
patches of just absolute slogs, numbers around the ball.
Yeah.
That's huge. As I said, that was a correct game. There were other two as well that I really liked. Sorry, 3. One more is yours. I'm naming half the Port team here. I thought Zerk Thatcher played the best game I've ever seen him play.
Another Max.
Would you say that was one of his best games?
Yeah, he's been bloody good for him down back.
Pretty good.
I reckon he'd be nudging their top 5 of their BNF this
There you
year.
go.
bonuses.
Oh, if he'd win it at North. Logan Evans.
He's
Sorry,
the boots in.
it's one joke that I just keep going with. It's not true. I don't believe that. Logan Evans.
Yep. Mid-season pick. Yeah.
Interesting guy. And
Give me
Burgoyne.
more.
Give us more on him. What does he know about him?
I don't know much about him at all. I'm just saying he's an interesting guy.
How long's he been around for?
Mid-season pick.
Oh, yeah.
From Norwood. Well, he was playing. He
Well,
played.
I like he's number 43 as well,
Yeah.
so I like that.
He came from from Norwood originally, but played all this year with the Port 2 side.
Yeah.
They picked him out of there.
Brave kicking too. He was like ripping
He has a crack.
45s.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
has a
going
crack.
for him.
Yep.
Liked it. And then Burgoyne obviously played
Yeah, he
really
went
well
wing
too.
to half back with
Yeah.
with the guys that went out. Like we were scratching, everyone was scratching their melon about how they're going to get some kick off half back with no Houston, Burton, or Farrell,
Yep.
Yep.
and they went from positional change. He went from wing to half back,
Yeah.
and
Youngest
I
team.
think he got
innit?
10 coach votes.
Wow.
Did he? Wow. That's a huge. The Gary Ayres.
The Gary Ayres medal.
What did you see statistically, coaching-wise? Did you see anything that sort of impressed you at that game? Like, was there anything there that was like they were talking about how emotionally, and we'll get into the Ken incident shortly, but emotionally, you think about Ken in previous finals, got smacked the week prior, coming up against Hockball, easily the most exciting team in the comp. To be able to like actually harness that, how hard would that be? Would that have been for him to get them in that mindset?
Yeah, to the eye.
Butters as well. Sorry,
Yeah,
like
Butters,
nearly missing.
so started Butters off. Francis on, all that stuff. A lot was made of that during the week. So, to his credit, because I think Horn Francis started off a lot of the year, but when the eyeballs are fully on, when you start watching,
When I start
in
watching,
September,
things change.
it's
Exactly.
like, Horn Francis, why are you starting on the
Hang
bench?
on, what the hell?
That shouldn't be happening.
What the frick?
But they would have really bottled up and harnessed that first quarter and been like, let's throw the first punch here. And that was very clear with what their pressure looked like, their hunt. It was scrappy. It was front half for them. They were winning clearance. They were just locking it up. For Hawthorn, they would have just loved to get a bit of flow and a bit of juice with their ball movement. They couldn't do that for pretty much the first quarter.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of coaching, it would have come down pretty simplistically. Simplistically.
Yeah.
Do you reckon the crowd
Bring
played
great
well?
effort, bring great pressure, put them under pressure with the ball. Don't give them anything easy, and let's see where we sit.
Yeah. Fair.
Do you think the crowd played any part whatsoever?
Felt like there was a lot of Hawks supporters there. Like
Hawks did the thing. See that over there, Erica?
they
thing.
did the never.
They were holding their scarves up.
All right.
Did you see that, Mac?
No, I didn't.
He was at Erica. He was at.
Where were you on Friday night?
I was actually watching it, but I reckon I turned it on. Oh, yeah.
Mac, remember the mic thing? We've got to talk into the
I always
mic.
forget
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No, I actually did watch the game, but
I don't know. I missed the pre-game. Actually, because we were going to watch a movie, and I was like, oh, shit. Got to watch the footy now. Turn on the footy, and I forgot it was on. So, yeah.
What movie
we were going to watch Big Daddy. And then I was just like, oh, fuck, it's Friday. Very, very interrupted week. That's not that interesting, though.
No, we might just cut that.
No, that was great.
I enjoyed
it.
Big Daddy.
I enjoyed it. The Never Tear Us Apart. Have you two ever played against...
Full house? There?
No, at Adelaide Oval against Port when they do the Never Tear Us Apart?
Coach kicked into the wind.
Yeah, was that then? Yeah, right.
Why did he...
What's it like, in seriousness, then talk about that? The song.
So
it's pretty incredible.
In defence of Koch that day, you could not tell which way the wind was going, and we were pathetic. So they were going to kick 8 goals to 1 regardless. But what it's like is it is deafening. You cannot hear me to you away calling for the ball, and they are just, when they're up and about, they grow another league. Yeah. But they also played out the speakers, so the noise comes through that as well. And
it looks great on. I know that was a day game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Night game, it adds even a little bit more. For me, I like sort of thinking about things that aren't relevant to the actual game itself, but I sit up at night sometimes thinking about Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
On how, like, when I first got into the AFL, I remember my first game ever played was at Amy Park or Amy Stadium. And it was those games where it was like the 3 teams play each other. And remember that? It was 6 quarters.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that year they did that?
Yeah.
And we played a game at Amy against Adelaide and Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
And they had the tarps up. Like, it was no one there.
Yeah.
I kicked one. And it was just crazy. Then you fast forward. What they have done in terms of, like, the business of that team.
Off the back of who, though? Their coach. Ken Hinkley and what he's been able to do.
Yeah, definitely. But I'd say that there's some marketing.
There's
some marketing around there as well.
Also, hand in there. There's a little bit of difference between a February Tri-Series game involving Dylan Buckley
That's fair.
And a semi-final knockout versus Hockball.
That was before they rebranded the jumpers, though. They went to Adelaide Oval. And then I'd actually really like to know the story of how that
2012, and you probably did this. 2012, I remember 2012 we played there, tarps up.
Yeah.
Freo versus Port Adelaide.
That was a year
before. I'm talking 8,000.
Yeah.
They were really poor. Like non...
Bruise-free football.
Not many AFL
your
games.
silence is saying it, mate.
Not many games of AFL were, to me, particularly easy, but it was just like, it was a walkover.
Who was playing back then?
Kane was still going around.
D-Rod.
Tommy Logan was out there.
Yes. Salopek.
Salopek was probably there. Matty Lobe.
Yes.
Tapping it down.
Yep.
Alapate Carlisle.
Hitchcock.
He was running off half forward.
Yep. He's come off the back of the square back
then.
You didn't have to do the 666.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Travis Boak.
Where were you going to get to the point where then it changed? Or
then it changed when they moved to the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah. I swear I said that 5 minutes ago. But anyway, good to hear it from you. Now, let's move on. Giants defeated by the Brisbane Lions. This hurt.
What? What the? Why? How did they do that again?
Mate, this was... I don't even know. Let me just read out these. Yeah, let me read out these refreshingly's. The refreshingly BW stat for this one is Giants have lost their past 3 finals by a combined margin of 12 points. Their lowest ever margin for 3 straight finals losses in history.
They've only been around for.
And the second one is the refreshingly BW stat for this one is Brisbane have won after conceding 7 goals in a row to GWS. Their the first team to win a final since conceding 7 goals or more in a row since 2004.
I was nearly in bed 5 minutes into the last quarter. Tobes kicks that goal. I was like, I don't need to start. I can get an early 90. This is easy. Bang, bang, bang. I'm just going to see this out here. I'm not sure. I'm nervous.
The couple of big moments like Brent Daniels,
Trent
advantage, and Lockie Keefe set shot. You take one of them.
You got to kick them.
You take one of them.
I'm sorry, but you got to kick them.
It nearly stops the momentum right there and there.
They just needed one.
Do you know what happened? There was an annoying bit.
Then they win by 4 goals because you snuffed the momentum.
There was a few bits. They're obviously the big ones, but there was another one as well where Toby did a beautiful kick, hit up Lockie Keefe down the other end for a set shot that ended up getting missed as well. And no hate to Lockie Keefe on that. Obviously, he's trying his best, but he hit up Keefe, and I was like, "Fuck, give it back." Just get it back because there was no one around. I was like, just give Toby the handball here and let him kick it. Like it'll lift everyone. But yeah, it's just hard. It was tough. One thing that it shitted me a little bit with the Giants, I don't know if you picked up on this, maybe it was just me being a nuffy. Umpiring was fucked, by the way. I'll just go back to that early. They gave him 2 goals in a row. The few shocking
is that
fucking
coming?
calls.
Play on.
Oh, there was a shocking shoot. I took a photo of the number of the umpire. I was gonna write an email to the AFL.
Yeah,
pissed
that would
off
have been
I
well
was.
received.
Yeah, I was pissed off I was. Moving forward. In that last 5 minutes, Giants still just trying to... They're up, flicking the ball out of stoppages, just like handball. I'm like, fucking lock it in.
They did that last week against the Swans as well.
They did the same thing.
Yeah, they went corridor side with a handball, and it's just like down the other end goal. And,
Yeah.
play the
Take
moment.
the ball out, stop it, slow the game down a bit.
And I think
like-
that's what Adam Kingsley was referring to in his presser, is that we got to learn how to, one, arrest momentum, but how do we control the game when we've got it under control? And they could not do that. And that was, it's probably been a little bit that way. Well, it was that way a little bit with us as well when we were there, is that it was, let's play fast and we can light this game up, and let's not just win comfortably, let's win by 15 goals instead.
So, only one... Here's a refreshing the BWS stat for you.
Yes.
Off the top. Only one side out of the 4 sides that played on the weekend had more score off turnover than stoppage.
So more stoppage scores.
So everyone had more stoppage scores than turnover scores.
Brisbane. I see where
Yeah.
you're going with that.
So like late,
yeah.
they just were able to... So Brisbane actually, who are not usually a really controlled and methodical side with the ball,
They were just going off turnover.
well, the second half game, because they were chasing the game, and
Yeah.
they had to be a little bit more... They weren't
The
stupidly
percentage
brave.
play on would be interesting then to
Yeah,
see.
and they surged and they took away from... Usually they're like quite, as I said, methodical and protective with their ball use. They just took it on a little bit more.
That's very interesting.
Give me some players,
I
Dylan.
will.
You like to give me 6 or 8 players
I
of
do.
each
I've
side and
got-
run through them.
I've got 6 for you for the Giants. I'll go with the Lions. Actually, I'll go with the losing team first.
Yep.
Giants at Hogan. Like, what an incredible
Start.
What an incredible
His mitts have just
turnaround.
become so good. They're vice-like.
Yeah. I think I saw someone put something up. It was a tweet. I can't remember who it was by, but it was quite nice. It was just like so cool to see someone become who they were meant to be.
Yeah.
And it's just like, from this guy's obviously had a really challenging journey with form, injury, some family stuff, some personal stuff.
Traded
Now-
to the Giants for like a 3rd-round pick or
Mate,
something
I
like that.
even reckon from memory, after his first year at the Giants, it wasn't like guaranteed that he was going to get another year, because he went up there on a 1-year deal from Fremantle.
Living with mummy.
Yeah, living with mummy. And I think like that year just slowly kept going. So bloody great to see. I thought if there's a time in a game that you want someone to have the ball, it's crazy that it's still Callum Ward. Like, he just was so clean on the week. Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
He was so I thought you were at the Mount Erica again. He was
Back-to-back
just
days.
so,
Double header.
so clean. So does the good things when you're under pressure, just to simplify the game. Love Callahan. Toby played pretty well. He's probably one of his better games for the year. Tom Green was good, and Briggsy was very good.
Yeah, the ruck jewels were interesting for a position.
Did you see Mac? He had the emo fringe. Big
Oscar Mack, didn't he?
Oscar Mack. He had the emo fringe. He hasn't got the 6 and 2.
Nah, maybe
He needs a 6 and 2. The tennis ball head.
6 and 2, please.
Maybe she's going back a bit. I don't know. I thought Bedford was pretty good on Neil.
That's another good one. I
Kept
forgot
him to 19.
I think
Buckley was pretty good. I thought Sammy Taylor was he was pretty good regardless. I mean,
Nice, yeah.
he's lost 2 contests. This is another BWS refreshingly good stat. 2 contests for the year that he's lost, apparently. And one of them was that one against Joe Danaher in the pocket. And he gives it up in the pocket, and the most inaccurate side all year, and he just nails it. It's like, when you're on, aren't you?
Connor Iden was good. Like, for a side that lost, they did a lot right. Well,
Yeah.
when they're up and going, they all join in on it. Like Callahan's ball use. I looked up the stats, the refreshingly BWS stats after the game. I felt like Callahan had like 30 touches the way he especially early impacted, but he only had 19 or 20 or something. In the end, Whitfield was nullified a little bit.
Yeah.
When you do move to Brisbane, you got to tip your cap to Callum Archie for what he's become.
I've got him.
You've got him in.
I've got him as my number 1.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
What did he do well?
He was everything. Played footy well. What else did he do? I'm not sure. He just cracked in. I just felt we kicked a couple goals.
He cracked in,
He
did
was
he?
good.
1-3.
That was the best game I've seen him play.
Bit of local footy stuff.
McCluggage was
He was actually pretty good the week before too, I reckon.
Archie.
Yeah.
McCluggage was very good. Berry, I thought, was very good. I had them as top
It's
3.
Berry's best game for a long time.
It definitely was. I had Ashcroft in there as well. Zorko from
Ashcroft was enormous. He was their
He got
best
him going.
player. And Danaher.
Berry. I thought he was good. I thought McCluggage was better.
No.
Sorry, that was this opinions or was this verbatims?
Oh no,
Well,
I
that's your
thought
opinion?
he was better.
that's okay. Yeah, that's
Well,
I
that's your
thought
opinion?
he was better.
oh, that's okay. Yeah, if you did, that's great.
I think
Thank you.
Ashcroft was better than.
I think that too.
Suck his ass. Let's.
When's the wedding?
Barry was good. Astro good, and Zorko, very good. He's a. What would you explain him? He's a.
He's a feisty little character,
He's
isn't
a
he?
bloody fight. He's a little Boris when he's going. He was shit house early and then flicked it and won the game for him. Like,
I said this. I don't know whether I said this
he's
last
so
week. That
good.
if you were going to beat the Lions, keep Neil quiet. Bedford, great job.
Yeah.
Then you need to keep Zorka. I think they were the two most damaging. And Peatling started on him, kicked a couple early, and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't.
But
write
then
him
he
off.
ends up with 25 and 2. Like,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And
Gave away
feisty and doing the celebrations and all that.
Borising and giving away 50s. Danaher was
Chris
good
Fagan
too.
did a little Boris celebration.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
loved it. He was very Borisy on the weekend. Hey, we missed the massive point that I wanted to talk about in the Port Hawks game. Are we done with the Giants one
well, we can
or
be.
not? No, let's keep going with it. How do you think that the Lions are going to go then? Actually, we're going to do that in the other episode.
Yeah,
So let's
a
go
couple of
back to
days.
my
Give me a few
point.
days. But I reckon they win. My
Okay.
early thoughts. I'll need a couple of days, more days to sleep on it, but I think they beat the Cats.
Ken v Ginnivan Sicily situation at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah. Go.
What do you think?
Okay. Let me start.
Okay.
There's very few times when there's something that happens. I feel like genuinely 50% of people think this.
Yeah.
That, good on you, Ken. And genuinely 50% of people think Ken was in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, that's my first observation.
Okay.
It feels like a genuine spitball. I don't think he handled it very well, Ken, after the game on the field. No need for it.
I think
he had other, just to put a little bow tie on it.
Yeah, go
He had other avenues, ways and means to make his point without looking a little bit
Yes.
childish.
correct.
Yeah, I see. That as well. I think it was a little bit too much mayo on the flapping of the arms and all that. It could have just been Jack, just a little wink, just to let him know. But then have your little slide dig or something in the presser, just a little drive by.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think, well, you know what? I think part of it was like, well, there's a fair bit of pressure on Kenny. And he's built this game up. He's noticed it. And as Ollie Wines come out in the media and said, this has been banged up on the whiteboard from Monday. And I think that was the culmination of it all, just coming together and saying, well, you know what? Up yours, mate. You're not flying anywhere. Back home is where you're going. Get on the piss.
So that was a little entree of our opinions. But now what everyone really wants to know is...
No, I
What do you
agree.
think?
I agree with both what you're saying. I think that the point that you make around the fact that it was a little bit cringy what he did, that's the only thing that I don't like. But I think I love Jack Ginnivan. I think what he does for the game is
great theatre,
unbelievable. I
right round.
absolutely love it. But what I love more is then when people go back and forth. And I think that if you're going to do it, you got to cop it. And Jack was laughing. Like, he was all for it. When Sicily, and I love Sis, and I love all those boys that are doing it, and Sam Mitchell after the game, he wasn't too happy with it. But it's like, you can't
Have your cake.
have your cake. You've got to cop both. Yes, albeit what Ken did was fucking weird. Weird timing. Super weird. Like, super weird. But it is so good.
Yeah.
It is just fantastic. I
was
absolutely love it, because I would have loved it to, like, how, you know what, next year, sure there would have been some people tune into that game. But if Ken goes well this week and he's still there next year and everything happens, there's going to be a lot more viewers on that game.
Make it round one back
That
at the
will
G.
be absolutely fantastic. And I think that we just need to, again, weird as what he did, but so good. Love it.
Is there a bit of...
Love it.
But why is it so bad from your point of
Yeah,
view?
why is it bad?
What bad?
Why did he handle it so poorly? Why do you think?
I
Do
think
you think it's not?
I do think as a coach in that isn't your place, really. Like, you can motivate your boys behind the scenes.
If a player had done it,
you can really pull the strings with your players to the point where you still get your point across without you being the centerpiece of the situation.
Yeah.
And then, like you said,
I don't know.
I think he had a great opportunity in the press conference or his follow-up interview that, at the end of the day, we utilised that as motivation
Yeah.
this week. We drew on it. And at the end of the day, he's not playing next week and we are.
Yeah.
So,
But
I get
like-
it, but
yeah.
no one cares about that. Like, that's not
well,
going to, like...
But if you're the
That's
coach
great.
of a football club...
No, I agree. That's how
that's
I'd
how you
like
should
to think
handle
I'd
yourself.
handle it. Like, I'd
You
like
do
to
the
think...
flapping
I don't think I'd do the flapping wings. But the
Bye-bye.
fact that I'm not a supporter of, like, that club in terms of, like,
Yeah.
I have a membership and I actually care in depth, as a viewer of just
You
poking
love
the
the
bear,
fact
I'm
this is
going,
happening.
this is fucking fantastic. I'm just watching it.
'Cause
This
it was-
is great
I
viewing.
reckon most people, a lot of people would have been like, "Oh, it's finished. It's late. I'm
I
going to
missed
turn
it.
it off and go to
Yeah,
bed."
Erica, I missed it all. Her and I woke
Yeah.
up the next morning. I was like, "What the hell's happened
Yeah,
here?"
it was.
It was. You couldn't look away.
It was fantastic.
You were like,
Because the early days, I thought, oh, for sure, Sicily's gone and said something. Then they cut back and saw Ken had started it, and I was like, oh, Ken. What the fuck? It was so rogue, but I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Dude, the best part was, you got to look up the
It
vision.
just keeps getting better.
Nick Watson's like on the side, walking over going, yeah, you want to fucking fight? I'm like, is Nick Watson about to bash Ken Hinkley? Like, this is, I don't know what is going on here.
full Eshay.
It was the best. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So I think it's going to,
and
I think
then
it's gonna be
just
a bit
to
of
add
spite next
another layer to it.
yeah.
It was Luke Bruce getting jet off for
Oh,
300.
I know.
And Ken did that. It just didn't look
No.
overly
Mate,
genuine.
Yeah, I think he realised he stuffed up. But I think the funny part will be Luke Bruce to get the photo of him getting cheered off. And Sicily's going to be fucking abusing Ken Hinkley from the sideline.
and Nick Watson's chest
Yeah.
and Kenny.
And the Wizard's ready to punch on. I was just like, I love the Wizard. I love him.
Mate.
Nah, it was great.
Just remind me of
It was great.
Chopper. Bye-bye, Shazzy. Night.
But you know what? A week's a long time in football. And if they don't rock up against the Swans, which we'll talk about in a couple of days' time, then we'll see what happens there. But all in all, love the Hawks. Love Port.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
They've done a lot for the league this year. The Hawks.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. I kind of I enjoy what they do and how they do it.
Yeah.
And they would actually internally know that they're going to cop a bit on the way back
Yeah.
as well.
Last bit, Sicily's interview the next day. I love Sis. He was seething. Like, have you seen him answer? He goes, "Oh, what I'd like to say, I can't really, but I will say the better team won on the day," and just like moves. And I was like, "Oh, I love this man."
And then the
Can't wait
back
to
and
see
forth
next
because
year.
Kane comes over the top. He goes, and then for him to sook up when he's doing his interview.
Is that what Kane said? I haven't heard. See, I actually haven't even heard what Kane said yet. So I need
like,
to.
And
I need-
all everything aligns for they're like, Port Adelaide, Kane Corns. This is going to blow
That's
on for
great.
days.
I actually haven't seen what Kane said.
No,
What did he say?
Kane,
Did he
it's just
like Ken or no?
Yeah, he's just like, if you're going to throw it out, you got to be willing to cop it back. He goes, and I know that better than anyone. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's just the way it is. But
Yeah.
anyway, what amused me too was the pile-on from all the ex-Hawthorn,
Oh, yeah.
Shawnee Burgoyne, Geordie Lewis,
Straight
Desmond
up.
Brereton,
Yeah.
Because
Hodgie.
they all had mouthpieces within
Yeah, exactly.
some within
Yeah.
the next 30 seconds
Yeah,
after the game,
yeah.
some within 10 hours.
Yeah, I heard that Hodgie wasn't happy with it.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah. But I think that what that speaks to is the pride they have in the club they play for.
Yeah.
And they're like, no one's shitting on us.
Yeah.
This is what we are.
Good on them. Good on them. I'm really excited to see them next year. Like do they go in nearly premiership favourites? Who knows? It's going to be a big year.
Yeah. Would you rank them higher than the Giants for next year?
I think that the
Who's
way,
better placed? Who's better placed?
I think the way that they finished, the Hawks have left more like, you go out. Sicily had a shot just before the siren hit the post, nearly won the game. With the Giants, and I'm saying this as a Giants supporter, sort of fucked both games. It's
Yeah.
like I think
But they were well in control.
I
in
know
both
that, but I
games.
think they're going in with more momentum versus the Giants are going in with a little bit of scar, like not scar tissue, but just like.
It's hard to carry momentum for 6 months. I'm not sure they'll be able to carry
Yeah,
that.
well,
Do you know
like,
what I mean?
yeah.
Just more positively, I feel like they're going into the
Yeah.
season where the Giants are going in thinking. I don't think they're thinking this, but as a supporter, I'm going.
We'll do their review.
We
but,
just
yeah.
lost. Anyway, we'll go into that
But you
later.
look at what Hawthorn are bringing in, just to finish off that point. They've got two
We'll talk about that later.
two keys. But then what the Giants are losing, then where do they come in
I
to
know.
potentially...
And that's
You
what
could
we're-
actually see, and this is always hard this time, you could see when the cameras are panning some of the Giants players that you think there's enough noise around that they might not be playing there
Really?
again next year, and they're
I didn't see that.
a bit
Okay.
dishevelled and sad.
We're getting into that in a couple of days' time.
Yeah.
But
Do you
first.
reckon you'll duck back in the barber in the next
yeah,
couple
I've
of
got to
days?
get another 6. Just because it
Come
might
on
be,
with a
it might be
fresh
6.1 by then. It might be a 6.1 by
Ask for
then.
the format, I reckon.
Oh. List management. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Carlton. So let me just read you out my notes. Have
Mate,
you
yeah,
heard this one? Jack Martin got to list it obviously throughout the
I
week.
made 5 just
He
there,
asked for it because he's going Fremantle. You heard that?
No.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I'd read that.
I heard it.
Interesting ploy by Freo. Well, they're obviously... I reckon they're making a crack.
Well, he's from WA.
I know, I get that, but they're thinking they're riding the chance of winning this thing. So they're like, let's load up.
So their forward
The
line
outfit
next year.
changed a bit early because it's bloody hot.
Oh, my God!
You've even got a little clip on.
Mate, take the number 6 to that guts. Jeepers. I hope you're training at the 700s. Or
He's got sore
I got
back.
sore back.
Oh, my God.
I'll be there.
why.
I'll be there out there. Don't worry. Moving on. Just got fat shamed. Jack Martin, Dilly said, going to Fremantle. What do you reckon? They're going for a flag, are they?
Oh, I
They've got
reckon-
Bolton, Martin,
They're into Baker as well. Yeah.
Baker. I've been seeing the Baker a bit.
Yeah.
What's their forward line look like then if they have... so they'll have Luke Jackson up there. Have Bolton.
Jake Tracy.
I still don't know his name because I'm rattled by
So
it.
Jake will be up there.
He'll be up there.
Jake will be up there.
Yeah.
Jai never a miss.
Jai, never a miss, will be
Yeah,
up there.
he's good. Yeah, he's
Jack
good.
Martin on the flank.
Yes.
Yep. Frederick,
Yes.
got a bit of speed.
Yeah.
Sam Sturt. they're pretty
Jager O'Meara
stacked
played a
down
fair bit of high half forward there. Yeah. Yeah, they squeeze them all in. Anyway, we're not talking about Freo.
We're not.
We're talking about Carlton.
So he's
What do
gone.
they need to do? So they're right heavily into Dan Houston.
I was going
is
to
what
read
I'm
out the
hearing.
list of the
Oh,
people
okay,
we can
sweet.
talk about. So
Yeah.
Matt Owies still under,
Yeah.
doesn't know where he's going, which I think is a good player. I think North are going to grab him, to be completely honest. Dan Houston, they're into him. Petrarca looks like that's not going anywhere, but I whoever knows, that was cool. It looks like they need some pace in the midfield. Nick Haynes is going there. That's random. And
Well,
then
they've just delisted Marchbank.
true.
So they need some extra tools to play down back.
And then Ben and Lucas Campriali.
Yep.
Yep.
Keep talking.
So
just
Mick just
talking to
needs his
Mac.
phone. He's
Yeah.
chatting with
Mac.
Yeah, I'm not sure what do they really need and want for. I've heard Adam Chera's name thrown up in terms of
trade.
for trade, but maybe that could be involving a Dan Houston or trying to get him there. Who knows? But what do they need? Like,
I think they need a pacey midfielder, like a
Someone who can-
line breaker out of the mids.
so when the Petrarca thing came up and they're like, oh, Carlton could fit because obviously the key forward back for Melbourne.
Yeah.
I was like, he's exactly what Cripps is already, and Matt Kennedy,
He's
and
a bit
Adam
more
Chera.
breaky the lines ears of those guys, isn't he?
Well, he's a big-bodied mid, mate.
Yeah.
He's not Zach Butters.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, fair.
I just tuned out for a couple of minutes. Who are we talking about?
Carlton.
Yeah, what player?
Anyway,
No, we're saying
what do
they need a
Oh, they
pacey
need a pacey
midfielder.
midfielder.
Yeah,
Pacey
they've already
mid.
made their changes in terms of who
Yeah.
they've got rid
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
What do they then look to bring in? They've got their two key pillars. I think they need another key back
I
to
can
help
help
out.
on all fronts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wiedering's a bit under. He's under siege back there, and
He's banged up.
banged up.
He's banged
Yeah,
up.
he needed a rest.
He will have a rest. He's
Do
got
you reckon
a
he'll
fair
return
break.
to the pre-season
is it
with
his
that
one?
big
No,
thigh
he'll go.
pattern?
No, he'll.
Do you
yeah.
think they could go hard for
Love
young
his shit.
DeConnick from Geelong
Oh,
if he gets left out of that side?
Because
wow.
of the brother.
The brother. I'm just thinking.
and you've got Mark O'Connor there too.
Mark O'Sullivan.
You got
Hang on.
Connor O'Sullivan, who's
Yeah, I
a
know.
similar
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, well,
What'd
they're
you
both key
Yeah.
backs.
Yeah, so they've got one there. Jeez, I'd love him
And
to
the
get
Cats
some.
do that pretty well. No, Sam DeConnick's still so young. He's still only 21, isn't he?
Yeah, young.
He won a
yeah.
premiership first year.
Yeah. And arguably, I heard someone, Bucks, talking about him today, saying that he could have nearly been All-Australian in his
True.
first or second year.
But
yeah.
it was that one where you needed to do the apprenticeship.
Mm.
You were a victim of that.
I have had that. Not my first year.
Yeah.
But you have to play well twice in a row.
That's I really like that point.
Yeah.
That'd be
It's just
cool.
a name that I've thought, mate, well, I think the Cats the Blues need
Can
someone.
you take that one to Vossi?
Jeez, I might take that to Michael.
Just have a think.
Voss, that is.
Mm.
I was talking about Michael Voss. I like it. From all reports,
Didn't come up with it myself, mind you.
No, claim it. From all reports, the Campriali boys are pretty good. I think one's a lot better than the other.
But yeah, they're good young players. They're
Wow.
They're both good?
yeah.
They're both really
No, I think
From what I'm hearing, they're like number one picks. So you telling me they're not number one
no,
picks?
not number one picks.
Okay.
When are they draftable this year?
Yeah, draftable this year.
First
They were
rounders?
father-son. No.
Really?
I
Okay.
would have thought late second through to rookie. Yep.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay. Leaves my legacy a little bit better then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mate, and I'm like, I don't know where. Like it all revolves around someone bidding on them.
yeah.
So it's where other clubs have them rated and whatever else. But they've had pretty consistent
Yeah,
years.
I thought accumulators. Would you
Yeah,
say?
they get a fair bit of the footy, a bit like their old man.
Well, where do they play? Oh, sorry, I'm not really.
They're from
up
they're
with
from
the-
Glenelg,
Yeah,
over in
he's,
SA.
He's
And
coaching at the Crows.
yeah.
Crom.
Ben, actually, Ben, who's the taller of the twins, won the best on ground for the under-17s futures game last year on the MCG
Yeah,
before the granny. And
You're heading along with that this year, Brett, are you?
Yeah, I'll go and check it out potentially.
Good.
Yeah,
Just before our
before
breakfast.
our brekkie. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You just have
Will we be
have
going?
Move the times. No, we won't be going. No. Brett's our eyes and ears there. What else would you do for Carlton? Anything else?
No, I think the
pretty
moves
set, aren't they?
moves they've made, I think, to get rid of those players and then whoever else, I think they're...
Could you see them getting rid of Chera?
I'm trying to think if they've already got someone on their list that they could put
Up.
into that midfield to give him a bit of speed. Like, he's very slight, Ollie Hollands. He's a natural winger. But is he one they might be able to put in just for some speed and some outside stuff and shift one of those other guys?
Ball? I think he plays the wing pretty well.
I think
He
runs up
does,
and
but
down.
it's one of the... Sorry for having an opinion.
No.
Sorry for
It's
trying
fine.
to shift
I
a
don't mind
magnet.
it. See, when you have an
Advancing
opinion, I
way.
don't shit on it. I just hear it out and say, no, it's fucking shit. But,
So they can look from within.
yeah.
Yeah, look from within.
Maybe.
Try and find some speed.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It'll be interesting. I'm looking
mind.
forward to seeing
Corey Durden.
They might go to the
Build
draft.
a tank.
Get one.
Might go to the draft. Bulldogs,
Yep.
next up. So the names I had on the list was James Peatling, just because I
JP.
saw an article about it, but I think Giants are trying to keep him there.
Yep.
McRae and Daniels, Caleb Daniels, sorry.
Yep.
Jack McRae. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Well, I know
What are you
McRae's
hearing?
asking for a
Where
trade.
do you think he'll land?
I haven't heard anything about him.
My tip would have been North or St Kilda, potentially. Or
Peatling.
maybe Melbourne. No, not Peatling.
McRae.
Jack
McRae.
I don't think he fits it at North, though, because of their midfielders they've already got.
Bigger
And
bodies, all that stuff.
yeah.
Good player though, isn't he? Jack McRae, 2 years on a contract. 3.
Still got 3 years. Wow.
How old is he?
I'd say he'd be
28.
28, 29.
He's kind of had the same haircut his whole career, hasn't he? Maybe you should reach out.
Yeah, maybe you should go 6 and 2. It might be a little rebrand. You never know.
New club, new do.
What would you give up for
Go to
Brad
6 and
Slinker?
2.
What do you get for him? And where's he going? It sounds like Geelong.
It's Geelong, I would imagine. What would I give up for him?
Hawthorn have finished and they haven't said anything, so it must be Geelong.
Yeah. Last... late first round, early second, maybe, I reckon. I think that's what he's worth.
He's coming late first round, early second.
Maybe early second round
Pick
pick.
7 and like the best player in the comp.
Yeah,
there for a
he's
year.
coming off a knee too, though.
Yeah, it's
He's got-
crazy how
he's
good
got
he
a
was.
six-pack.
When
Eight-pack.
when he played that game against Brisbane and kicked that one on the boundary and
Ice
hit
in
the
the veins
ice in the
stuff.
veins, I was like, fucking hell, unbelievable. So he can do it.
Yeah, he's performed on the biggest stage. Oh,
If they don't,
Bigger
this
stage.
could be the old one because he's not a free agent or anything. He hasn't been.
no,
long
he's just
enough.
had a contract.
It's like the old pre-season draft. If he wants to
You
go to
sneak him
Geelong,
through.
it's hard to sneak him through.
Then-
If they're going to be that deep in the draft, someone swoops in.
Do you reckon Carlton would ever inquire? Like line breaking midfielder, he's somewhat of a line breaking midfielder.
Well, if he plays, depends where they're going to play him. I think he fits perfectly at Geelong. I think that's
Yeah.
just a done deal. But they'll work something. They're notoriously good at their job, aren't they, Geelong,
It
in
can
terms of
happen.
what they get and how they get it done. So whether
So
there's...
he'll play genuine inside mid. That's where he wants to go.
I think that's what he wants to do, yeah. But I think they played him more as that half forward, come up to the contest, burn back. 'Cause he's a great runner
Yeah.
and can do it at high speed for a long time. But I think he wants to be genuine inside. And when you look at what Geelong have got, Max Holmes, Danger, who's coming towards the back end. Atkins plays a little bit in there. I mean,
Tanner Bruin. They've got
Tanner
just
Bruin.
some real.
Yeah, Bose goes through there every now and
yeah.
again. Like, I think he would complement just that mix pretty well.
Now, I know you guys don't care about this, but I've got something very exciting because what I love talking about is if he went to Geelong,
Yeah, what number would he get?
what number would he get? And Geelong do it different to any other club. They normally do it on the history of that number. So, for example, it could be a low number, but if they rate that player as a very, say, for example, 45 was available because of Cameron Ling,
Yeah.
they would go with the Cameron Ling for that
Yeah.
player. So I'm just looking at it now. Zach Tui's
Tui will
finished, so
be
he was number
available.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see if there's anyone else that's going to be retiring this year.
Gary Ryan.
Hawkins, 26.
Yeah, I think he'd take the 23
see
over
him
the
in.
26.
Couldn't see him in
I reckon if
26.
you're coming there, you're taking the lowest possible, given he's come off.
Yeah.
I think
He's
take it to
number
the
6.
bank. He's in the 2.
Yeah.
Well, what about Ollie Dempsey? He could go to the 2. He's in the 28 at the moment.
I think he'll stay in the 28.
I don't think 28. 28's a worse number, by far. I'll have a chat with him in the off-season. Anyway, let me worry about that. You guys will move on.
You keep your eye on
News
that
today that's dropped merit to the Saints, $1.6 million.
Yeah. How much truth to that? Or is it just kicking tyres?
I think there's truth to it. Sauce is aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a right move for
As
them?
if Essendon just going to be like, yeah, no, he's our captain, our best player, he's going to win the best and fairest year. Have him. No, well, you want to pay him that? Have him.
No, I don't
Please.
think they would agree to it, but also it's built nearly these days whereby if you want
I've
to
got
go
an
somewhere,
activity.
you can go.
I've got an activity.
Who would you give?
Nah. You're St Kilda.
Chad Warner.
You're St Kilda.
Yeah.
And you're
He's on
approaching
12.
Essendon.
Okay.
3, 2,
So I'm
one.
I'm St Kilda.
You're trying to getting him?
Yeah.
You're talking
Yeah.
to
Brad.
Essendon.
Yeah.
Matt Rose.
Matt Rose.
To take off him.
Yeah. Hey, is mate Todoro still here? I needed to have a chat with him about something. Where's your boss?
Matty Rose, ladies and gentlemen. Just
Matty Rose,
he's
Matty,
speaking to-
what are you doing with yourself, mate? You're the boot starter, are you? How you going? Where's the big dog?
How's the disrespect? This is a good start for you to really try and get one of my players, isn't it?
Sorry, mate. Are you the list manager now?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. How you going, buddy? You well?
Don't buddy me, mate. Anyway.
Are you
move
well
on.
champion?
You just had a haircut, have you?
Yes, 6-2, mate, down at Moorabbin. How you going?
Well, what do you got for me?
Mate, got an idea. So just
Hear me out.
Hear me out. Now, you don't want to get Dodoro in here for this, do you? Or you
He's on
you
holidays.
comfortable to
He's
take
on holidays.
it?
Yeah.
All right, looks
Spit
like
it out.
it looks
Spit
like
it
it's your
out.
first day. So
Spit it
anyway,
out.
we'll move on. What I'm thinking is, mate, hear me out on this. So obviously, you guys haven't played finals in a while.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I love Zach Merritt.
Yeah.
I'll give you Zach Merritt, and
You,
so I'll get Zach Merritt.
Yeah.
And what would you like for him? We're going to pay him 1.6.
Are ya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to live in Moorabbin.
You don't need to disclose
Yeah.
that.
Sorry. Forget I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you?
What would I like?
And also, we've got some really good numbers available, so he can have
Yeah.
whatever number he wants.
I'll have you full forward.
Which one? Which one would you like?
You've only got one.
You can have Caminiti. If you want Caminiti, you can have him. You want Caminiti?
No, thanks.
Oh, okay.
I thought we had him for coming
Oh. All right, Caminiti and second rounder, you can have him. Shake on it. And you have Dougal Howard.
You just signed Dougal out.
Oh, yeah, shit. Oh, well. Where's Adoro? I want to talk to him.
Geez, you'd be good at it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be so good at it.
Oh my god.
So we got a deal or not?
Like I said, yeah, give me your full forward.
I wonder if they would get do that.
You reckon?
I reckon they
King
would.
for merit.
I reckon they would. You reckon?
No, Merritt's a
Blue chipper.
Merritt's a-
No, I'm saying
Oh, sorry,
Saints
King,
would do
yeah.
it. Saints would do
What I've read today, though, is that he was heavily front-ended deal. So then if he's looking to maximise and he's going to cash in.
He wants a
and
1.6.
he wants to- yeah, well, he's already earned his money.
I found that fucking so funny.
Yeah.
How that.
So that's
Kevin
right.
Eddie. You want Kevin Eddie? Dill would literally think.
Cooper Sharman? You
Dill,
want
Dill would think literally. Get it. And we'll shake on it.
Yeah.
And
Go on.
all good.
Well, it would be the worst trade they made. So we'll
If you were the list manager, you're struggling to come up with a name for the players.
No, that's fair.
Who have we got there?
That's fair. I'd love to be a list manager. It's great.
No, that was a good role play, mate. Well done.
Anyway, moving on. Next one is Darling. Now, sit out of it, old 360 over
Yeah.
here.
Robbo, we're just taking it one week at a time.
Darling to North Melbourne, I've heard.
Yeah, did a medical there today.
Yeah, medical.
Yesterday.
Oh, he won't say shit.
Oh.
It was.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, he did the calf test. He did the knee to wall.
Yeah.
Did a couple of hop, skip, and jumps, and apparently they've ticked it off.
That's
so,
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old groin squeeze,
Groin squeeze.
need a wall,
Yeah. Shoulder rotation.
He
think he's
said
ticked it
finish-
off.
medical history.
Yeah, look, I think it'll be good for him. I think
Swipe
it's
your
not
private-
not the worst.
Swipe your private health card on the way out.
Yes. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Obviously,
Does he get a
play-
car park? No.
Down at North.
Yeah, what do you don't have car parks, do you? I've heard. I
It's
just
the one
heard that
thing you
this
don't
week.
talk about when you're
Shit.
trying to woo players and staff to
Yeah.
the North Melbourne Football Club.
I've heard this.
Is the parking.
Yeah, I've heard the parking's terrible.
Well, they won't listen to this, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, true.
That's exciting. We'll move on from that. Dusty to the Suns.
It's strange, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, not really, because
I
it
don't
was
know if
always.
It always seemed like,
Thought he had
Wayne
enough,
Campbell,
I thought he-
Dimmer.
Well, I've checked it out a little bit, and I've heard that it's rubbish, but
Rubbish.
yeah.
You heard it's rubbish.
Would have
I don't think he'll play again.
Dustin been for a run since he finished?
Don't
He
know.
plays a bit of golf, doesn't he?
He plays a lot of golf, yeah.
Kind of took over from his footy game
I
this year.
heard that he plays golf.
Yeah. Maybe we should
Good
get him on
golf
the more
courses up
greens.
there at in Gold Coast too. I don't know if this is true. I have no idea, but I wouldn't be against it.
I'm catching up with Cambo soon. I'll ask him for you.
Ask him how he's going. I
Yeah.
like Cambo. Dilly said me. He's a ripping bloke. He actually is. I really like Cambo. I actually do. I actually do. Because I actually fucking love Cambo. Mac Andrew deal.
Yep.
Last one before we move on. That's an impressive deal.
Massive.
So 6 years with the trigger of another 9?
No,
or,
5.
sorry.
5 with the trigger of 4.
Just signed a 15,
5 with the
did he?
trigger of 4. Yeah.
For not a 12 million reported, but you don't know how much that's true.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I think there's, from what I was reading, I was trying to get my head around how this deal would work, but it takes him through until free agency, and then if he
Hits the games. And
hits the games, and there's nothing. There'd have to be performance clauses in there.
Yeah,
you'd
there would
think.
be 100%.
And then he gets an extra 4 on top of that. But yeah, it's a big deal.
Who's the management there?
Not sure.
Who cares?
PSM. I don't know who.
Or the list manager at Suns.
It's Campbell, isn't
It's
it?
Craig Cameron.
Craig
But,
Cameron.
Yeah, I think it's his manager is PSM.
Craig Cameron used to be at the Giants, didn't he?
And at the Tigs and at Melbourne.
Dealers to me.
I think he. I can't remember what he did to me, but anyway, he's a good guy. Anyway,
He left before you got there.
yeah, he
to the
did. I
Giants.
think what happened was he was. Anyway, shit story. But moving on. Next step, guys, we're going to be previewing the final.
Yep.
And we're also going
When are
through
we
the
back in?
Hawks and Giants in a couple of days' time.
Yep.
So we'll come back, which will be exciting. Hey, tonight we're about to head off, have a kick.
Yeah, true.
Have a kick at the bloody Ford Park, Ivanhoe.
Have fun, boys.
Yeah, exciting.
Oh, it's there.
Ford Park, Ivanhoe. Shattered you can't be there, mate.
I know.
Say good day
Me
to
too.
Gailey.
Genuinely thought it
Yeah.
was somewhere
Brendan.
Big Chief.
Let's go.
Say hello to the chief for us.
Yeah.
Would he know that you're doing this show and whatnot?
I chose him over your podcast. So he's honoured. He's chuffed because he knows how big of a deal this is.
So there
We're
won't
trying to
be-
get him on the pod. Can you actually have a word to him about
Yeah.
that? Yeah, have a word about that. That'd be good.
We so you're taking. Are you putting the whistle on tomorrow?
Nah, well, the back's a bit sore. I had a spasm on the weekend. So you're coaching. I might be assistant, but I'll definitely be joining in a few.
So if we
drills.
have, how many are we going to have?
50.
Yeah, I'll need your help.
Yeah.
It's hard to run at one.
No, I agree. It'd be good.
Is Matt coming?
Mac, he's coming.
You're training
will be
or
there.
coaching?
Good Mac. He's picked up the mic.
Picked up the mic.
He thought about it.
yeah.
It took a while to
Yeah,
register.
I was nearly started speaking. I stopped myself. I'll train. I'll bring the boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
Can't wait
a
to see
Swan Hill
the, I
training
can't wait
top.
to see the ball drop.
Yeah.
From all reports,
He's been working
very,
hard.
very good.
Have
Yeah.
is that a Bubble O Bill tattoo that you've got there?
Oh,
With
I had silly sad day,
yeah.
and I dressed up as Machine Gun Kelly, and
Oh,
he has a
yeah.
lot of tattoos, and they are not fucking fading.
Oh, my God. Mac.
I've been in the shower scrubbing for the last 3 days, and it's not coming off. But
Machine Gun Kelly.
We'll get
Have
that
you
out.
listened to that song Eminem where he disses him? It's pretty good. I like it.
I haven't heard that one.
nah,
He doesn't rate him at all.
You boys done with that?
Yeah, mate.
yeah, I'll be
Beautiful.
there.
Fantastic. Hey, this episode of Footy and Friends is brought to you by friends at JD Sports. We're going to get back out to JD
We love
Sports
JD.
because they are the king of trainers. Obviously, get the girls in some trainers. Get your little girl and your one to be.
Yeah.
would be bloody
be-
come out in some JD trainers.
That'd be
Really.
impressive.
You're pulling them. Yeah, I go bloody. Where the bloody hell to get these trainers from? They're from JD Sports, are they? What the hell? What the hell?
Tell you who could buy some JD Sports.
They're not the best trainers in the world. And she goes, JD Sports. Fuck. All right, let's finish up. Thanks, guys. See ya
I'll let you sing.
on Thursday. Cheers.